So if you're gonna ask me who's at fault here, is it Will Smith? Is it Chris? No, it's not. It's Jada, his wife. Because if Jada just was a sport and just took that joke. Wait. What is this video? What is this video? Is this some kind of drama video? Okay. I don't know if we should be reacting to. Oh, is this apology? No, this is an apology video. Yeah, it's apology video. Okay. What did you do? What you do now?
Why didn't you apologize to Chris in your acceptance speech?
Oh, this is the slap, the slappening.
I was fogged out by that point. It's all fuzzy. I've reached out to Chris, and the message that came back is that he's not ready to talk, and when he is, he will reach out.
Okay.
So I will say to you, Chris,
it's not Will. This is not Will Smith's fault. It's about his wife.
My behavior.
He's simping.
Was
okay. We'll adjust it later. We'll adjust it later.
And I'm here whenever you're ready to talk.
Why did it take so long for this? He should have done it the second, third day.
To Chris's mother.
It's okay.
I saw an interview that Chris's mother did.
The reason why, because you guys have to realize that Will Smith is one of the most popular artists out there. He's an icon. You know, he had a lot of movies. He's one of the most successful American actors out there. I would say one of the most iconic ones even. The reason why probably this was delayed, in my opinion, I don't know if he's gonna address this in the video, but I think it's because this is gonna be a PR stunt. Maybe number one, it might be a PR stunt so that they could mend his image. That's number one. Okay, that's why they had to strategically choose the words, strategically choose the question, you know, so that the media can engulf this. This is why the reason why you guys sent this video to me, because this is trending, right? Because this could be like a more publicity or marketing stunt or a PR move for Will Smith. That's number one. The second reason for this is that maybe a private approach was not working. Okay, when Will Smith was going for more of a private approach, like DMing Chris, like trying to talk Chris in private, maybe that wasn't working, and his image is already starting to get damaged. You guys remember the Jack Sparrow, not Jack Sparrow case, the Johnny Depp case against Amber Heard? Yeah, maybe he is trying to mend his image, you know, in the eyes of the public first, because, you know, he's an actor, and once your image is destroyed, you don't really get back into the movie industry, especially on how left-leaning the movie industry is, or Hollywood is in general. So I think because this might be, again, this might be one, a calculated move. Number two, private conversation didn't work and he needed to mend his relationship ASAP. Or I think number three is that he probably tried to weigh everything first, and then realized it's better to address this when everything cools down. Like, I remember this a lot when you're dealing with drama at the moment. Like, again, as VTubers in our own community, it's always a good good way to do is that if you're into drama, just basically cut off social media, just not respond to anything, let things die down first, and then just respond when everything is down. So everybody is logical, there's no emotions, there's no rage. Maybe that's the third approach he's been doing. I think those are the three reasons why it's the apology video is just now. Again, I don't know. He might be addressing this in the video, but I don't know. We'll see.
You know, that was one of the things about that moment. I just didn't realize. You know,
his wife should be the one apologizing.
How many people got hurt in that moment?
Wait.
So
let's check it out. Let's check it out.
Apologize to Chris's mother. I want to apologize to Chris's family, specifically Tony Rock. You know, we had a great relationship. You know, Tony Rock was my man.
Will Smith didn't do anything wrong.
This is probably
it's all his. Wow, you guys really hate his wife, huh? Okay, it's fine. It's fine.
I spent the last 3 months replaying and understanding the nuances and the complexities of what happened in that moment. And I'm not going to try to unpack all of that right now, but I can say to all of you, there is no part of me that thinks that was the right way to behave in that moment. There's no part of me that thinks that's the optimal way to handle.
I mean, his wife just got braided. Of course, I'd do it too.
Disrespect or insults.
The context, okay.
After Jada rolled her eyes, did she tell you to do something? Wait. No. It's like, I made a choice on my own.
Okay. Sorry, Will. I'm just gonna post it here. What happened is that essentially, it was the Oscars. Chris was making fun. There was a comedian who was making fun of of Will Smith's wife, and then Will went up beast mode, slapped the shit out of Chris, and sat down. Okay, in my opinion on there, I think Will Smith probably had a severe lack of judgment on his case for doing that, and as part of it, it's just a joke in my opinion. But the thing is, you have to realize that he has to protect the image of his wife. He is the husband. He has a bravado to protect and an image to fulfill. Okay, so that's why he had to do it, because of course that's his wife. Even though, let's say that his wife is, like you guys said, not good thing we don't have chat on screen, or we're gonna, you guys, yeah, we don't want a negative image, but good thing chat is not on screen. But I think the reason for that is you have to realize that even though closed doors, as you guys might assumably telling me that it's an abusive relationship, even so, if that's the point, they're in public and at private, it's really a hard allegation to point that. But regardless, he was a man protecting his wife, protecting his woman in terms of the image. And now, if that was for my case, if you've made fun of my girlfriend or my wife, non-existent ones, if you cracked a joke about them and my girlfriend was somewhat, or my wife somewhat was displeased, but I'm gonna beat the living shit out of you, mate. I would do that too, and all sane men with partners would do that. They would literally beat the other person who made fun of their wife, who made jokes about their partners, because that is the natural instincts to do so, because you love that person and you don't want that person to be berated. Now, if you guys are saying that it's Chris's wrong, it's not Chris's fault in the first place, because he's a comedian. It's his job to make jokes. If you guys remember the last time when Chris launched those jokes, Will Smith was laughing too with Chris, with the audience. It's just that when Chris noticed Jada was just having discomfort, that's when he stood up and beat and slap the shit out of Chris. Now, if you ask me, I think nobody's at fault here. Of course, yes, there was a severe lapse in judgment for Will Smith's side, sorry if I'm interchanging it, because you have to realize he is just protecting his wife's image, or his wife at all. Like, don't you guys ever have that? Think about it this way. What would you do if your sister or your girlfriend or whatever, a very special person's life, was bullied in school, right? You would go there and march and beat the shit out of the bully, right? It's the same thing that happened, essentially. It's just that what happened in this case was more extreme, because they are professional actors in the Oscars. I think that's the reason why the Oscars got trending anyway in the first place. But yeah, that's what I think, at least. So if you're gonna ask me who's at fault here, is it Will Smith? Is it Chris? No, it's not. It's Jada, his wife. Because if Jada just was a sport and just took that joke, none of this would happen. And even though you guys are telling me that, or you guys are accusing Jada of being manipulative or being an abusive wife in the back or in the curtains or in the dark, you can't really say that because you guys don't have proof. If you guys have proof, or if this becomes like an Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp situation with Will Smith and Jaden Smith, then Jade Smith. Sorry, I forgot the wife's name. But yeah, and unless we have a court case about it, then we could talk about it. But if it's allegations, it's just gonna be allegations by the end of the day. So Will Smith is not at fault here, and so is Chris. Okay, guys, that's what I think, at least. If you guys disagree with me, drop it in the comments or drop it in live chat. Let's talk about it.
From my own experiences, from my history with Chris, Jada had nothing to do with it. I'm sorry, babe.
He just simping for his wife,
my kids, and my family. For
he loves his wife, definitely.
All of us. To all my fellow nominees. This is a community. It's like I won because you voted for me, and it really breaks my heart to have stolen and tarnished your moment. I can still see Questlove's eyes. You know, it happened on Questlove's award, and you know.
The only reason people watched the Oscars was because of the slap.
I'm
true.
sorry,
I agree.
really isn't
true.
sufficient.
True. If it wasn't for the slap, nobody would have watched it.
What would you say to the people who looked up to you before the slap, or people who expressed that you let them down?
Okay, what the fuck? Nobody cared, man.
So there's two things. One, disappointing people is my central trauma.
True. I can agree to that. I can relate to that.
I let people down.
I mean, I let my parents down all the time, so.
It hurts.
Asian parents? Yeah,
it hurts me psychologically and emotionally to know I didn't live up to people's image and impression of me. And
I could relate to that.
The work I'm trying to do is I am deeply remorseful.
Don't believe him. He's an actor acting.
I'm trying to be remorseful.
I don't think so. He sounds genuine. He sounds genuine.
Of myself. Right?
He sounds very genuine.
Human. And I made a mistake, and I'm trying not to think of myself as a piece of shit. I would say to those people, I know it was confusing. I know it was shocking. But I promise you, I am deeply devoted and committed to putting light and love and joy into the world.
I agree.
And
he's a good guy.
You know,
he's a wonderful guy, actually.
If
he's
you
one of the
hang
most
on,
actors that I love.
We'll be able to be friends again.
That's true. I could see that, yeah. Because you guys have to realize this, okay, that you guys keep hating on his wife. Okay.
Nonverbals are
okay. The thing about it, this is because you guys have to realize, okay, that Will Smith is an actor, okay, and you guys are telling me that he's just acting this part out for his benefit. I don't think so. I think he's genuine about this, because you guys have to realize that a lot of movie actors, sometimes, you know, you have to see off screen, right? You have to see off the movies to see how they really are. Like, of course, Will Smith owns like $1 million mansion or whatever, owns like maybe like expensive cars. That's normal. But like, have you actually seen him in any scandals aside from the Oscars slap? No, right? I think he's a genuinely good person, and he does make genuinely good movies. And to be honest, nobody really cares about the slap. Like, it was a meme. It was definitely a meme for like a few days. But aside from that, nobody cares anymore, because the only thing that Will Smith has to do is just release more good movies, and people will just forget about the entire thing. You guys keep you guys keep pointing the finger to Will Smith and his wife, but you guys don't actually realize that the main problem with this entire situation is you, the viewers, because generally speaking, if Will Smith just shoves out another great movie and a great plot made by a great director with good budget, you guys would love the movie and you guys would love him, because he is genuinely a talented person. And if you don't know, he actually does a lot of charities too. So I think he's a genuinely good person. And TLDR, with the slapping, I just call it the slapping, it's funny. I find it that, you know, it's not Will, it's not Chris's fault. It's just, you know, a man protecting his wife's image. So pretty good, I would say, pretty good. And if you think of it honestly, if Chris doesn't respond to this, he has the right to do so. You know, if Chris thinks that his image, his reputation was damaged, then yeah, I mean, it's right, it's prerogative, because these are grown men in a professional industry, and us viewers, we maybe for you guys probably would care, but for me, I don't really care, dude. I watch anime and hentai. That's the only thing I watch. I don't really watch movies. I only watch movies that are actually, you know, in blockbusters. Like, for example, Will Smith's I Am Legend, you know? Those are the movies that I watched before. Or like the original Men in Black with Will Smith. Like, only the popular movies are the one I know, but generally, like, following celebrities live and doing that stuff, I don't really do that stuff. So, in my opinion, TLDR for this whole video, Will Smith didn't do anything wrong. And so did Chris. I just believe that there was a severe lack in there was a lapse in judgment for Will, but that's about it. He doesn't need to be roasted about this. He doesn't need to get buried about this. And if you guys just have to realize this is that the whole issue has passed. It's done. It's done. But the thing is, he still addressed this officially and formally, even though he didn't have to do it anymore. So that's plus points for me. That's plus respect for him. And to be honest, as long as he continues putting smiles into people's mouths and brightening each other's day with good entertainment and good movies, he deserves it. Because he's genuinely a good guy in my opinion. But yeah, that's what I think about. And majority of you guys do agree that Will Smith is a good guy. So if you guys don't agree with me, drop it in the comment section. Or if you're in the live stream, drop it in live chat. Let's talk about it, okay? But aside from that, let's move on to the next video, boys.